This Coast to Coast Entertainment Network program is brought to you by Beside Me Bracelets. Our bracelets are handmade for any occasion. Use the promo code Coast to Coast for 15% off. Visit their website at besideme.com. Suzanne's Paparazzi Jewelry. With 24-hour shopping available, use the code 160920 and show her some love, like she showed us. Reaper Apparel Company, a commitment to live your most authentic way every single day. Visit reaperapparelco.com for more information and a look at all of their apparel offerings. And by Good Day Embroidery, your local source for custom embroidery, screen printing, and more. Log on to gooddayembroidery.com for more information.
Hello and welcome to another edition of C2C Rankem. I'm the host, Big B, along with my fellow co-host, halfway around the world, having camera issues today, the Pryme Use Tim. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. Yeah, I think this is the first time I've had problems with cameras. I've had plenty of problems with everything else, but I'm excited. I'm excited today. I told you that the blind five I had, I went with it, and I kind of went picked some actors that if you notice the actors, they somehow link all with each other at one point or another. So at least the three male actors did.
Yep.
I kind of went that way on purpose. So
yeah, I was doing the research. It's just like, yeah, they all tied in a little bit with each other. So, but yeah, so before we get into it, we just want to let you know that this Saturday and Sunday, I think we'll be doing our WrestleMania watch along with Chris. So Chris will set that up. Check it out. We will not have the video feed. We'll just be doing our commentary and giving our thoughts on that. Next Thursday, I believe, first round of the draft, Tim.
Yep. Me and Bacon. I want to say 8:00. I can't remember what time it is, but it is Thursday. I think it's 8:00. I think it starts 8:00 Eastern time from Green Bay. I'm not going to be in Green Bay. Bacon's not going to be in Green Bay. But yeah, I'm excited. It's basically the start of the new NFL year for 2025. And, this is about the time where the weirdest little rumors about everything comes up, from who Tennessee's going to take. And now with Miami wanting to put putting Jalen Ramsey on the block, what's going to happen there? It's exciting. It's definitely it. And the funny thing is, it just happens to be the week of WrestleMania too.
Yep. Yeah, so a lot of action. I believe later today I will have the Bears huddle with Coach Cody. He was having some work issues yesterday, so I'll get in touch with him. That'll be about 1:00 today. If not, we'll have a show upcoming down the road with him. So as they get ready for their inaugural indoor arena football season. So with that being said, let's get into our list. It is actors and actresses again, as Tim kind of alluded to. 3 females, 3 males, and then our lovely blind five after, which I think will be a fun list as always. So it looks like I might be having some technical issues too. So I might be blinking in and out of here. Who knows? But all right. So let's get into it. Let's do Jim Carrey. Funny guy. Can't act serious. He tries, but he can't. So let's see here. I'm gonna start off with 4. I'm gonna go high because I think my number 5. I think I was gonna shock you.
You're gonna go number 4. I think 4 is a good thing. I'm the gambling guy, and usually as I tell people when I make a bet, I usually bet the sure thing. Yeah, I'm gonna go 3 just to be safe.
Yeah, I can see 3, but I have a feeling we're gonna have. I just my number 5 I think is gonna shock you a little bit because there's so many that could be on this list.
Oh, easily.
So, all right, well, kick it off then.
Well, my number five. I love this movie and the little nods in this movie to other TV shows. It's kind of it's fun, between my three sons. A little bit of the Star Trek reference in the movie. Um, Matthew Broderick and a little bit of Jack Black briefly in there. They make a nice little reference to the Menendez trial halfway through the entire movie. But it's just a fun movie, and where Jim Carrey plays a certain profession and gives Matthew Broderick's character a bit of something illegal. At least I think these days we wouldn't have to worry about it because of all the streaming services and all the other stuff. But my number five is the Cable Guy.
Yeah, that's a good one too. Yeah, yeah. There's gonna be a lot of ones I think we're gonna say, oh, that was a good one, left off the list for whatever reason. But yeah, Cable Guy's a good one. My number five, you know, I when I saw the backstory on this movie, and how Jim Carrey got the role and then perceived the role in his real life, because he said that the main the main title of the actor, kind of his spirit jumped into him. So that was kind of cool to see. And then just watching it, being a wrestling fan and knowing the backstory between Andy Kaufman and Jerry Lawler, and then to see Jim Carrey play Andy Kaufman, and then listen to Jerry Lawler say that, God, it just brings back memories on how much he hated Andy Kaufman. I got Man on the Moon at number five.
Well, your number five wasn't that big of a curveball because it's not C2C unless you're sniping. It's the phrase that pays. My number four is your number five. The moment I saw Man on the Moon in the movie theaters, I knew this was I honestly think this is a work of art. I think it portrayed Andy and as you can, so well, and to hear all his former co-stars, all of Andy's former co-stars come out and say what they did about Jim Carrey, it was nothing but a tour de force. And I'm still thinking we're still waiting for the what was his, I can't remember, what is it, Tony Riviera, where his alter ego, Andy's alter ego, to show up. And he showed up one time after. I think he showed up a couple times after, and they kept thinking it was Andy, and it was never his. It was always his manager, the one that was played by Paul Giamatti. But it's just a brilliant film.
It is a brilliant film, and like I said, just listen to the director trying to talk to Jim Carrey as Jim Carrey, and he wasn't answering him, and then he would say, "All right, Andy, how do you want this?" And then he would answer him.
Right.
So it's just one of those things that just kind of freaked you out. It's just like, oh my God, can the spirit actually do that? But Jim Carrey claims it can. So
Tony Clifton.
My number four. Yeah.
Right.
So my number four is there was at least three of them. The first one's still the best one. What can you say? Probably put him on the map for acting and comedic. I mean, I know he did, In Living Color and some stuff like that, but I'm going with Ace Ventura: Pet Detective at number four.
I think my three's kind of safe.
Right? What's your three?
My number three has officially, I think, in many people's eyes, have become a Christmas staple. I know we grew up with the animated movie and thinking, how is this ever going to be done? And then Ron Howard comes up and just decides to do what Ron Howard does and makes this movie it's a must watch during Christmas time, much like A Christmas Story, Home Alone, Going to throw Die Hard as great Christmas movies. Nothing, not even a flinch on the Die Hard as Christmas movie. Because I know how much you love Die Hard. Is people saying Die Hard is a Christmas movie. But to think that he had that Ron Howard had to bring in a CIA agent to help Jim Carrey deal with what they called, what was it? They said it was torture, how to deal with torture because he had to be in that suit for so long during the movies, and how to experience and go through all that. But there's nobody that could have played this character other than Jim Carrey. My number 3 is How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Yeah, that is a good one. It is one that, like you said, it has become a Christmas staple. I mean, you're right. Jim Carrey is the only one that could have pulled it off that well. Christmas movies, yeah, it's probably my top 5. So, another movie that has a lot of funny lines. Kind of, I'm trying to think of the word I'm thinking of. But has a good co-star for him in this movie, and I think we all wish we had the ability to put on a different face, and then become somebody different, sometimes. But I got number 3 as The Mask.
That's a good movie. It's a good movie. I have a feeling I'm pretty safe at 3 because I think 3 is our limit at this point. But I think here it comes in. You're going to be 2-0 for me on sniping because right here is another one. It's not C2C unless you're sniping. It's the phrase that pays. My number 2 is your number 4, Ace Ventura.
All right. All right, my number 2 is a movie that I heard that they wanted him to play serious, and he couldn't because he kept ad-libbing, a lot of outtakes and stuff like that. So they just said, "Hey, go do it." A kind of a movie that I know some people think there should be a number 2 to it, but I don't think there could be, unless you make the kid as the lead actor that was in the movie. But my number 2 is Liar Liar.
Yeah, that's a good movie. That's a really good movie. That's a fun movie.
Yeah. You're number 1.
All right, my number 1. This is I'm still pretty safe that we got 3 because you don't have my number 1. It was a movie that every time they talk about something that seems kind of off, it seems like everything is staged around you, and it's a lot like the reality TV shows, and I think this is one of those this movie that really opened the doors for how reality TV shows are and how they're scripted, but the people around it are real life people. I absolutely love this movie. Of course, because it's number 1. But my brother wanted to take me. The city where they filmed this movie was down not too far from where he lived in Panama City, Florida. It wasn't too far down the road, and he said one of these days we're going to go see it, and it doesn't cost anything to just walk around where they filmed this movie. And I would have loved every second of it, but I still to this day catch myself saying the lines, "If I don't see you later, good evening, good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, and good night." I love the movie. It's just brilliant to me. My number 1 is The Truman Show.
Yeah, when you started talking about scripted stuff, I knew exactly where you're going. Yeah, I don't have The Truman Show. Fairly good movie. If I would have to say, that's probably one of my least favorite Jim Carrey movies. But yeah, my number 1 is a classic. They made 3 of them. 2 of them starred Jim Carrey in it. The second one should not have been made because I don't think it fit into the sequence. But My number one's Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, that was a good movie. I really did like that movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Truman Show, yeah. I mean, the way you put it in perspective, yeah, it could be a good number one. So well, we got two. So yeah, we went big and we fell. So
Yeah.
let's go to Sally Fields. When you brought this name up first, I'm like, God, who is she? And then I started looking. I'm just like, okay, I know who she is. Good actress. Especially for some of the movies that I've seen her in. Let's see. I went big right away. Kind of bit me. I'm gonna go three. I think three is for sure. 1 and 2 could be a guarantee, but
I think 1-2. I think 1-2 is a guarantee. I'm just not sure if it. I think it could be flip flopped. I like your
Yep.
3. I really like your 3.
Yeah. And my number 5, I think you're going to have a little bit higher than I have it. I like the movie. Looks like I glitched out. So if we were doing the main actor in the movie, it would be a lot higher. I'm going Forrest Gump at number 5.
Oh yeah. I've got that much higher. That's where I thought where we were at guaranteed 1-2. So, but we're good. We're good.
Yeah, we're so good.
So my number 5. I think Andrew Garfield plays a perfect Peter Parker in this movie, but Sally Fields plays an amazing Aunt May. I to this day I still think she's better. She's been the best Aunt May, and there's going to be some Marvel people out there going, "What about Marissa Tomei?" To me, Sally Field I think she was perfect for the role. My number 5 is The Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah. My number 2.
4. Your
Or
number
4.
4.
I'm sorry. My second movie, my number 4. Wow. I like the main actress. I like Reese Witherspoon. And I think Sally Fields plays one of the professors in this movie. I just have it a little bit ahead of Forrest Gump. I got Legally Blonde 2.
Yeah, I didn't even realize. Be honest, I didn't even realize she was in the movie. I saw it was like I happened to go through on IMDb.com. They should be sponsoring this episode because I've looked enough through that website. But yeah, I didn't have a clue that she was in Legally Blonde 2.
Yep.
But my number 4 is the movie that gave her Oscar, where she plays I want to say she plays a seamstress in a factory, and they're trying to start up the first union in the factory. I watched it so long ago that I can't even remember it, but it's the one that she plays the leader inside the factory, but it's the one it's one of those lines from the Oscars that quotes where she quotes, "You like me, you really like me." And it kind of stuck in my head knowing that it was Sally Field that had said that in the 70s. But my number 4 is Norma Ray.
Okay. And Jim Carrey says that line in The Mask.
Yep, he does.
Towards the end there.
Yep.
As he's being presented an Oscar. That is funny. My number 3 is a recent movie. I think the 4 ladies that are in this movie fed off really well with each other, and how they tied Tom Brady into a few at the end there. Kind of was a good tie-in there, but I would say if they were to really consider redoing Golden Girls, I think the 4 girls that were in this movie would be perfect for it, some sort of way. But at number 3, I got 80 for Brady.
Yeah, because it was Brady, I wasn't putting it on this list. I honestly,
I know. I thought about that too, but it was a pretty good movie.
Honestly, I didn't see it. Like I said, I've seen Norma Ray. I didn't see it, and I'm like, okay, but the thing is, it's based on a true story. So is Norma Ray. I just I don't, yeah. But
all right, you're number 3.
My number 3 is a movie that started off. I think it helped the career of not only Sally Field but of Burt Reynolds, and Jerry. Oh golly, oh man, this is going to be terrible. And the thing and the premise of it, I'm not even going to go. Jerry's not going to be happy with me. I know he's long since passed away, but he's not going to be happy. But the think about it, it was
Jerry Reed.
Jerry Reed, exactly. You know, considering I've sang that song, I don't know how many times I've sang "Eastbound and Down" by Jerry Reed. To think that it's and they gave him a role as a truck driver. But the funny thing is, this would be a movie that would be made today, easily be made today, about a guy about 2 rich people trying to get beer from one state to another, and you have to basically it's Fast and the Furious without import cars. The first Fast and Furious movie was about stealing high-end electronic equipment. You could have easily made Fast and the Furious this movie. I love this movie. I think it's kind of what got Burt Reynolds to start doing the Cannonball Run movies with Dom DeLuise. I think because of that along the same lines. I love this movie. I've got to watch it again. I know there's like 3 or 4 of them. But I got to watch this one again because I love the movie. Jackie Gleason, Burt Reynolds, Jerry Reed, Sally Field, young Sally Field too with that. And it made everybody. And the thing is, it made every kid who was collecting Hot Wheels cars and Matchbox cars want a Pontiac Firebird so bad. But my number 3 is Smokey and the Bandit.
Well, let's get into it. The phrase that pays. I got it at number 2. You have it at number 3. Smoking the Bandit. The year that Burt Reynolds passed away, there was a truck show that my in-laws and my wife go to quite a bit, and they had that. I should say that Firebird, but they had a remake of the Firebird there, and it was just chilling just to see that car there and know what it meant in that movie. But there's definitely something to say about Smoking the Bandit. And I think you're right. I think it gave Burt Reynolds his, kickstart again. It brought Sally Fields into the mix. So, Smoking the Bandit, number 2. Your number 2.
My number 2, and I'm going to tell you right now, I have sniped you at your number 1. What can you say? You've got, again, I think this movie would have problems being filmed today. Considering I don't think they could do Tootsie again today. I don't think they could do a couple of those things again today. But what can you say? Robin Williams, masterclass. Pierce Brosnan, masterclass. Sally Field, masterclass. It's such an amazing movie. And, the funny thing is when you hear that they're talking about that Robin had the sequel script the week or 2 weeks before he had passed away. It's kind of a kick. And now that the kids have all said they don't want to do the sequel unless it was with Robin. I completely understand. I absolutely understand. This is one of those movies that now I watch it, it brings a tear to my eye because of what Robin was. But it's just an amazing movie. And it's only gonna and the thing is, you've got my number one a bit lower. So, but my number two is Mrs. Doubtfire.
Well, you said it. I have it at number one, Mrs. Doubtfire. Yeah, it's a movie that they can't remake now. I mean, yes, they could, but with the cast that's still alive, if they want to put them in there, they can't remake this without Robin Williams.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they could say one of the kids could do it, but I don't think any of the three of those kids are really that comedic. And it brought us one of the Lawrence brothers. It brought us Sally Field. Yeah, I'm glad that they all agreed not to redo this, and I really hope nobody tries to reboot it as a up to date Mrs. Doubtfire because they couldn't do it. So, but yeah, all right, I'll play it again. Your number one
is your number five. It's funny because I watched this movie. My number one is your number five, Forrest Gump. This is another one of those movies where you don't take it serious. You take it for what it is. You take it as a current day tall tale, like if it's Paul Bunyan or Johnny Appleseed, or you take it for what it is, and it's you saw the complete absolute perfection of Tom Hanks. And I think when we did Tom Hanks 2 weeks ago, I think we both had this movie on the list, and I think we both had it at the same spot. Yeah. But to have Sally Field play, it's just funny because some of the stuff that you go back and watch, and what Sally Field does, and especially what she does to get her son into school is funny. And I just happen to watch a lot of stuff and realize that Sam from Lost is the principal of the school that helps Forrest Gump's mom get into school. So I was like, golly, they're all over the place. But yeah, Forrest Gump is, and I think it gave Tom his second consecutive Oscar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I know we're both on social media. Have you seen the conspiracy, or I don't even know. I wouldn't even say conspiracy on how they tie Forrest Gump into Smoking the Bandit because you never know who Forrest Gump's father is. So
they think it's Burt Reynolds.
Yeah. They think it's Smoking the Bandit, Burt Reynolds. Yeah.
No, I gotta see that. I've never seen that. That's
there's a little clip on TikTok or Instagram or somewhere where somebody puts the timeline in place, and Forrest Gump's dad is actually Burt Reynolds from Smoking the Bandit. Yeah.
Really? I gotta look that up.
Yeah. All right. So let's go into our next lady here, Kate Winslet. A lady, when I saw a couple of her movies, I'm like, God, I've seen her in a lot more. But looking at her list, I have not seen many of her movies. So the list was pretty easy for me. So, but let me see. I think we're going to get.
I'm going to say our number one should be guaranteed.
Yeah, probably. I'm going to go 3 again. Like I said, I haven't really seen too many of her, which I thought I did. So
I like your 3. I really
guaranteeing 1. Yeah,
guaranteeing number 1.
Yeah. So all right, well, kick it off with number 5.
My number 5 is it's funny because we had just gone through a pandemic, and basically this movie starts and basically is the start of another one. But it was done in like 2015, and the people that are in this movie, this is one of those star-studded movies that you wouldn't know half the people, where you'd be shocked that half the people were in it. Matt Damon's in this movie, Jude Law, Kate Winslet, name over name over name. And it was funny because I think this pandemic starts in China as well. But I like this movie. It's a nice thriller that, it's funny. We sit there and go, this will never happen, and then 10 years later it happens. It's kind of scary. My number 5 is Contagion.
Okay. All right. My number 5, I've not seen, but I kind of looked up the reviews on it. Got pretty decent reviews. It was in her, and it kind of ties into, I think Jim Carrey was her co-star in this one.
Mm-hmm.
Eternal Sunshine.
Love that movie. Absolutely love that movie.
I may have to go watch it then. So
it's got some
number 4.
It's got Elijah Wood, Jim Carrey. Yeah, it's got some good. Okay. It's a nice little star-studded. Another one that's a pretty good star-studded cast. And it's not a typical movie. It's kind of a drama / comedy, but it's pretty good.
All right.
My number 4. My number 4 is a movie that I kind of fell into like 3 4 months ago. And I sometimes watch things because the wife wanted to watch it, and this is one of those movies that it happened, and it's like the fact that she's a Kate Winslet fan and I'm an Idris Elba fan, so I was like, I'm all about this, so I will watch it. And it's a movie about where she's supposed to get married. They could take an airplane flight, and the plane crashes into the mountains, and they have to survive and get down to the closest nearest city. It's really, really good. I didn't think I was going to like it, and then I watched it. And again, I'm an Idris Elba fan. I'm a Kate Winslet fan. Don't get me wrong, but I absolutely love it. I recommend it to anybody who likes those type of survival, thriller, drama type movies. It's perfect. I think it's an amazing movie. My number 4 is The Mountain Between Us.
All right. My number 5 or 4, I'm sorry, can't speak. I know I've seen this movie back in the day when it first came out. Because I think I was working at a video store, so we were required to watch some of these movies. So been a while, but I have Hamlet at number 4.
Wow, I saw Hamlet. I didn't see. You have to watch. Okay, now I got a question. Okay, yeah. So you work in a movie. You work at a video store, so you're required to watch movies.
So some of them, they require us to, or did. Hollywood Video was the big one right. That kind of required us to watch the movie, because we would get the trailer or we'd get the videos beforehand, like a week or two. So they would want us to watch it so we could answer questions on what it was about. So, yeah. So, and the same way with playing video games, a new game would come out. We would, if we had the system, they would want us to play it. So, so you're number 3.
My number 3 is a movie about, again, I think we keep finding these movies about people that actually that lived. So we kind of have a weird thing, and to find out it's just a good movie. I saw it, and I'm going to tell you, I saw it like 10, 11 years ago, and trying to get the wife to watch it. And it's got, again, we're bringing like actors like Freddie Highmore, who seems to work with Johnny Depp everywhere he seems to go. And find out that's the kid that ends up dying, and he's the reason why Jim Barry, Sir James Barry, the guy who writes Peter Pan, they write it because of him, because he's sick and he never wants Peter to grow up. He always wants him to be a kid, because he's always going to be a kid because he dies. Dustin Hoffman in this movie. You have Kate Winslet plays the mother of Peter. My number 3 is Finding Neverland.
Okay. My number 3, I gotta say, for a drama type movie, it was a really good one. Two people need to get away, find now I'm thinking if I got the right movie. They switch spots because they rent out their house, I guess, for the holidays or something. So my number 3 is The Holiday.
Yeah, I remember because I'm thinking, what movie is he thinking of? And then when you said people need to get away, because Kate Winslet's with Jack Black.
Yes,
it's because it ends up Kate goes with Jack Black. Cameron Diaz ends up with Jude Law.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, I thought it was a pretty good movie. They just got to get away, and you go and search for houses, and they swap houses for a week or two.
Yeah. So my number 2.
Yeah.
Now go ahead. This is the day where Brandon decides to do all the sniping. It's not C2C unless we're sniping. My number 2 is. I got to remember where you have it. This is like the secondary game in this game. Number 4.
Hamlet.
No, number 5. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Yeah. All right. My number 2, Fantasy World comes up to play this one. I got Avatar. I have not seen it, but people that have it said it's a good movie. So I have Avatar at number 2.
I'm going to show you my cameras just so you know what I think of that movie. Nope. I don't like the movie. I think it's I will tell you my thoughts on it. It's a pretty movie, but it's basically Fern Gully.
Okay.
So if you like Fern Gully, go ahead, but it doesn't have Robin Williams. But my number one, I honestly don't remember Kate Winslet being in Avatar, so don't feel bad. My number 1, what can we say? If we don't have number 1, we don't have Kate Winslet. I still think Rose had plenty of room on that door to let Jack on there. They
could let him.
I think James Cameron said that physics says you can't do it. I wanna believe in James Cameron, but I'd rather believe in Joe Hendry before I believe James Cameron on this. I have still never seen this movie from start to finish in one sitting. I've seen half of it at the beginning. I've seen the first half. I've seen the second half, but never all together. My number 1 is Titanic.
Yeah, what can you say? I mean, yeah, I'm with you. I haven't seen much of it at one sitting because it's a long movie. I think it was the first movie that I can recall handing out that had two. You had to rent both, or not rent, but together it came into 2 VHSs. When you got it, but yeah, Titanic number 1. Love it or hate, you got to respect it. It made a lot of money. Put Kate Winslet on the map. Gave some other Yahoo a big ego that he was untouchable. But anyways, we got 2. Not too bad. So I think the next 3 we're going to be getting some high numbers here because we're either going to get high numbers or we're going to get no numbers because these guys, the next 3 had some major hits and so
next 3.
We're going to start with Tom. We're going to start with Tom Cruise here. I could see 5, but I'm going to play safe and go 3.
I can see. I'll be like you. I can see 4 because I kind of have a screwball at number 4. But I can because I love the movie that it's one of those star-studded movies that it's but it's so early in Tom's career that it almost goes
Ooh,
unrecognized.
I think I know which one you're talking about. All right, well, I'll kick it off. I will go number 5. Both actors played good in this one. I'm trying to think of his co-star in there that was his stepbrother.
Oh yeah, okay, Dustin
That he was,
Hoffman.
yes, Dustin Hoffman. Yes, yes. This movie I think was just, Dustin Hoffman I think really took that role, but Tom Cruise was in it. Having to, keep Dustin Hoffman's character happy, he had to pretty much do everything and take it to Dustin Hoffman's level. Some things I remember one scene that he always watched Jeopardy. He had to watch Jeopardy, so they had to go to a stranger's house so he could watch Jeopardy. Would be an awkward kind of thing, but yeah, I have Rain Man at number 5.
Well, we're just today is what date? Just I want to make sure because today is April 16th, and how many times have you out sniped me in an episode? Because
It's
here we
not
are
that
again.
often.
We're back at it again because that's a phrase that pays. My number 5 is your number 5. I've got Rain Man sitting at number 5.
All right. At number 4, which I know is not going to be your same number 4 because I don't think I have. Well, I do have an early film on there, so we'll see. But my number 4 is, I think, if you're a sports fan and you can't play the game, I think you would love to be an agent. But yeah, he played a great agent. I mean, you got the catchphrase, show me the money. You had me at hello. I'm trying to think of another line from that movie. I mean, there's so many, but I got Jerry Maguire at number 4.
Yeah, if you could see my face, I'm a little. That's not the early movie I was looking at.
No, I have an early one too on here. So,
and when you said sports movie,
go
I'm
ahead,
thinking,
you're number 4.
when you said sports movie, I'm like, did you do all the right moves? Really?
Oh.
Like, wow, I would have never seen that one coming. But my number 4 it takes place at a military school, where he plays. I think he plays a senior at the military school, and they overrun the military school. And this is a movie that's just names over names over names. Timothy Hutton, Sean Penn, Giancarlo Esposito, just huge Tom Cruise. It makes me want to watch it. I think the reason why they overrun the school is because the head of the school gets fired and they take it over. Absolutely brilliant movie. You see a lot of young actors in that movie, and they just keep getting better. I think Ralph Macchio might be in that movie too. Don't quote me on it. If I'm good at being wrong lately. But my number 4, my number 4 is Taps.
I was just actually looking that one up too. Yeah, Sean Penn, Hutton. Who'd you say?
Ralph Macchio. I think he's not though.
Yeah, he's not on the list there.
George C. Scott.
But yeah, I mean, it has a good, got a good crowd. Yeah, it's probably one I've seen back in the day. Just, so. All right. So you're at number 4. My number 3, again, not a movie genre I like, but I do like Tom Cruise. I think I saw the first one, possibly the second one, but after that, how many more of these Mission Impossible movies can you make? That's not impossible.
They got one left.
So, yeah, I know. Yeah. So my number 3 is Mission Impossible.
We got one left. And the funny thing is, unlike you, where it was like I hated the first 2. Absolutely hated the first two.
Yeah.
I saw the third one. I was in. I had to go back to watch the first two again and going. I wasn't a big Tom Cruise fan, but yeah, it made me go back. Yeah. But my number three, it's weird. I go from a military school movie to a military movie. What can you say about this cast that was in this movie? Holy hell! It's when Kevin Pollak plays is on the list, but you don't remember him being in there. It's strange, but Demi Moore, Kevin Bacon, Cuba Gooding Jr. The list in this group goes on and on and on and on. Like I said, Cuba Gooding Jr., Demi Moore, Kiefer Sutherland, Kevin Pollak. It's crazy, but when you look at it wasn't anything until you see the showdown in the courtroom between Jack Nicholson and Tom Cruise that gives us probably one of the best lines in 10 years at that time. I still love it. My brother, I don't know how many times my brother yelled at me when I go and get a Code Red Mountain Dew out of the store and he asks me if I order the Code Red. It gets old, but I appreciate it more now that I can't get Code Red Mountain Dew in Italy, but that's neither here nor there. But my number three is A Few Good Men.
Yeah, that was a good movie. I mean, like you said, it's got one or two classic lines that get overused. Did not make my list, but it was there. Okay. My number two. I think if I had the talent that he had in this movie to do what he did with the bottle flips and all that, I still watch this all the time and just, it just amazes me. I know it's all acting, but and some bartenders can actually do what they do. But my number two is Cocktail.
Huh. So I'm guessing I'm sitting at your number one right here. Then I'm guessing.
Yep, so you're sitting at one.
I'm sitting at two, but you're sitting at one. Yes. The reason why was this list was because of his connection to the other actor that's on this in this list.
You're sniping me at two.
I'm sniping at you two, but you sniped me at four, so don't feel bad. But what can you say about this movie that probably hasn't been said? They've done a sequel. They're doing another one. And the funny thing is, I'm the sucker that when I was selling home theater equipment, this was the movie that I would put on DVD to test out stereo systems to see if I can get it to sound right, especially when he's taking off from an aircraft carrier. Yeah, this is the movie that I use. The movie is now since changed. Now I use to set up home theaters. I use Saving Private Ryan, especially that Omaha Beach scene. But it was a nice send off for Val Kilmer with the sequel. With Top Gun Maverick, but nothing beats the original Top Gun.
Yeah, at number one, you're number two, Top Gun. Like you said, what could be said? I mean, I want to say too, if I recall, it was probably one of the first movies turned into video games.
Yeah, it was.
Back in the old
E.T. was the first one.
Oh, E.T. Okay.
E.T. and then Indiana Jones.
Okay. Yeah, Top Gun. I mean, okay, so the first flying game, I think I couldn't remember it, but yeah, to make that sequel so far or so much later and still be successful and not have it tie into too much of the original Top Gun. But yeah, at number one, Top Gun. What can you say? to me, his iconic. But your number one is
My number one has been sniped. It has been sniped by you. Again, I love Top Gun, but this is the movie I saw at the theater, and I loved it in the theater. My number one is your number four, Jerry Maguire.
yeah. No, that is good. I'm surprised you had that one up there that high.
Oh, I love the movie. I absolutely love the movie. It's a football movie.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it is a football movie. I mean, it is one of those where, and then with the little kid in there that tries to quiz him on how big the human head is, or something like
8
that.
pounds. It's 8 pounds. Just so anybody needs to know.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, he got reunited in Jerry Maguire with the guy he worked with on A Few Good Men with Cuba Gooding Jr.
Yep. Yeah. And that's the funny thing is Cuba Gooding Jr.'s been an actor before in some movies, but I think this one really kind of put him on the map. I think.
I think what it was I think he got forgot. He did Boys in the Hood, and then kind of got lost behind after that. And I was like, and I was so happy that he got
I brought him back up.
Yeah.
All right, let's go into. Matter of fact, if I recall, our next acted with Tom Cruise and our final list here. Got Nicole Kidman next. So
yeah, she married Tom Cruise.
Yep, married Tom Cruise. Now she's married to Keith Urban.
Keith Urban.
Yeah. You go from the penthouse to the average house when you marry Keith Urban. So
right.
All right. So let's see here. God, she did more acting than I thought she did. I thought this was, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm gonna play it safe again. I got a 3 because the other two and I would say 1 and 2 should be a lock flip flop. I think.
Ooh.
In my eyes, I mean.
Okay. Okay. I'll go with 3, but I get to start this off, so this is going to be bad.
Yeah, you get to start it off. So,
I'm not sure. Does my wife hates, I'm talking about my number 5. So this is, I don't know about your wife, but mine hates musicals. And to be honest, she hates Nicole Kidman. So if she finds out that I'm doing a list of Nicole Kidman, she's going to ask me what's wrong with me.
No, she likes, I mean, I don't think she likes all musicals. I mean, I think she knows Grease and likes Grease. But outside of that, she's not a big musical person.
It's because my number 5 is a musical, and I kind of, I was never going to watch this, and then I had somebody that told me I should watch it, and I watched it with them, and I really, really enjoyed it. And it was a musical that really used a lot of more current music instead of, period time music, and I really, really appreciate it. And you find out that Ewan McGregor can actually sing, which really threw me for a loop. My wife was nice enough when he went to Paris with my stepdaughter and her daughter. I said, "You need to get me a picture of this place." She says, that this is a place of prostitution, right? And I'm like, "Yeah, that's fine. I'm not asking you to go. I'm just asking you to go and get me pictures of the place." And she nicely, and if you go on my Facebook page, I believe they're on. I have them posted. Don't quite remember, but I've never been to Paris, so I can't honestly say I've taken pictures. But I told her, I said, I want pictures of the Moulin Rouge. And she said, but the movie didn't take place, wasn't filmed there. I said, no, I get that. I just want a picture of the Moulin Rouge because, it's pretty famous around the world. I don't care what for. But my number 5 is Moulin Rouge.
Okay. Yeah, no, I did not have that on my list. My number 4 is, I believe, our first animated movie on any of our lists here. Cute little movie. I think we've watched them all. My son was growing up. I believe it has Robin Williams in it too. Um, my number 4 or 5 is Happy Feet.
Yeah, he plays like 3 or 4 characters in that movie.
Yeah. All right, you're number 4.
All right, my number 4 is a horror thriller type movie, set during World War II, where this mother lives with her kids, and you find out that yeah, if anybody's going to watch this movie, I'm not going to spoil it, but let's just say the mother is like really afraid of letting the kids outdoors and letting people see. When you find out the twist, it's almost like an M. Night Shyamalan twist, which is you don't quite expect it, you don't see it coming. But my number 4 is The Others.
Okay. All right. My number 4, turned in a pretty classic TV show into a movie with Nicole Kidman and Will Ferrell. I thought it was pretty good. Some people think it was a big blunder. Is what it is. I got Bewitched at number 4.
Before. So
You're number 3.
I like the movie. It's not on my list, but I like the movie. It was different. My number 3. My number 3. Well, it's about time that everybody knows. If they've seen my tattoos, they understand what type of fan I am. I am a Batman fan, so you kind of expect it eventually with 2 of our people on that I should have it at least on one of these lists. And it just happens to be where she's the actually love interest of Bruce Wayne in this Tim Burton form of Batman. Where who was the bad guy? Who was the villain in that movie? Was
it Joker?
No, that was the first one. I'm looking at it. It's not Catwoman and
the Riddler.
The Riddler. It was Riddler and Tommy Lee Jones. See, I've had how we link back to Jim Carrey again. And Two-Face and Tommy Lee Jones, right?
Yep.
And we found and this was the first one that we actually got we got Robin too. Near the middle of near the early part of the movie or the middle-ish part of the movie. I liked her. I absolutely liked her. Her character Chase Meridian talks about duality of Bruce Wayne and Batman. I thought it was up until Christian Bale, Val Kilmer was my second favorite Batman. As we know, that changes as soon as Christian Bale comes about. But my number 3 is Batman Forever.
All right, my number 3. Again, this one actually has Adam Sandler, Drew Barrymore, and of course Nicole Kidman in it. Adam plays makes up a no, it's not Adam. Is it? No, I'm trying to think now. Anyways, they make up false marriages. Not Drew Barrymore. Jennifer Aniston, and makes up a fake marriage, and they reunite with Nicole Kidman's character, who was her classmate, and she trains her kids, or teaches her kids. Julia Aniston does. Trains her kids when they have to take a number 2, they call it a Dublin, and that is the character's name on Nicole Kidman's character. So that's pretty funny. I got Just Go With It.
Oh, I think I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one. Yeah.
Well, I don't think we've sniped it all, have we?
No, it's coming.
It's coming. Yeah, it's coming.
You're
It's
number two.
crazy. My number two is the first of two movies that I remember. Well, I know she did Eyes Wide Shut with Tom Cruise, but I never watched it. Can't be blamed to watch that. Can't even be guilted into watching that movie. Um, but I like this one. It's set during the time when Oklahoma was going through the Sooner days when they're doing the land grabs. But the funny thing is, it's when the movie takes place in Ireland, so you get to hear Tom Cruise trying to do an Irish accent, which is hilarious, which doesn't sound like Tom Cruise at all. And you got you got Nicole Kidman, who's pretty much the same thing. Um, but I think this is the first movie they did after they got married. I can't quite remember,
Okay.
but I think so. But my number two is Far and Away.
Ooh. Okay. All right. Well, you talk about sniping. Gotcha. You got me at 3. I put it at number 2. Batman Forever. Was one of the first movies I thought of with Nicole Kidman, but looking at that cast, like you said, Jim Carrey, Val Kilmer, to me, you know, he's top 5 in Batman. Um, so yeah, Batman Forever. You're number 1.
I love that. Top five of Batmans. How many Batmans have there been? 5. Um,
Oh, I guess. Yeah, yes, I did. All right, so
uh,
default him.
yeah, so he's in there. He's in the top 5. It's like saying that Halle Berry's the top 3 of Catwoman um, in movies. But my number one, and I
Yeah.
just found out. I just,
All
I
right.
just found, I just found out they're doing a sequel to this movie. And the funny thing is, no Nicole Kidman in this movie in the sequel. Now I'm really wanting to watch it, and it's a great name because they gave Tom Cruise a name of a they gave the last name of a former Wisconsin short track driver who ended up going into NASCAR. The former Wisconsin guy is Dick Trickle, and they gave Tom Cruise the nickname of they gave him Cole Trickle. And the funny thing is, the
Oh,
more you watch it, you find out that that a lot of the stuff that happened in this movie happened more to Jeff Gordon. You learned a lot because Jeff Gordon was an open wheel driver. Cole Trickle was an open wheel driver. He had all these things, and he didn't listen too much to his pit crew, his pit chief. And how much did Cole Trickle listen to Robert Duvall in this movie? You got Carrie Elwes in this movie. You got um, Michael Rooker. Um, and to me, I'm not a NASCAR buff. I'm not a NASCAR fan. Um, this is the movie right before Nicole and Tom got married. I'm not a NASCAR movie fan. I'll give you 2 movies that I will watch till the day I die. It's this one and Stroker Ace with Burt Reynolds. How did I miss that movie when Burt? Oh, we didn't do Burt Reynolds. Okay, I'm fine.
yeah.
Um, but my number one, again, they're doing a sequel, and I am over the moon happy for this. Days of Thunder.
Oh, they're doing a sequel?
Yep.
All right, well, my number 1's your number 1, Days of Thunder. I love that movie. I'm with you, not a race NASCAR fan or a racing fan, but just looking at the list here, they do have Rusty Wallace in it. They do have Neil
Harry,
Botten in it.
you got, I think you got
So yeah,
Dale
so
Earnhardt. You had Earnhardt, Waltrip, Petty. Just Harry
well, they
Gant. I
don't
think.
list it here on the cast. So.
No.
But yeah, no, it was a good one. So all right, so we locked up number 1s on a Nicole Kidman one,
Yeah, that's
and
true.
Titanic, I guess. So
That's
all right, so let's get into our last guy until we get to our blind 5. Val Kilmer, recently passed away a couple weeks ago, I believe it was.
yeah.
He's
I,
done a lot of. April 1st, he passed away on. So, and that
yeah.
was not a
One,
joke.
Yeah,
No.
and the thing is, we did a show. I think we did the show the day after.
Yeah, I think our
Yeah, our show was the second.
Yep.
But I have to bring this up, and I'm and it's funny because I was listening to I'm much like you who listen to or watch sports card breaks on I watch on YouTube and I watch dynasty
Yep.
breaks. The They got into a conversation while they were doing a case break about who was the better actor, Val Kilmer or Patrick Swayze, and I nearly lost my mind.
Ooh. Ooh.
I nearly lost my mind when I heard Patrick Swayze is not a better actor than Val Kilmer, and I went, "Ooh, oh, that is murder." I'm thinking you have to look at the body of work that Patrick Swayze had. I'll take
Yeah, but I think also you also have to break it down as characters. You know, like Val Kilmer is not the badass guy where Patrick Swayze can be. I mean, Roadhouse and
Black Dog.
I know. Yeah. Now, could Patrick Swayze pull off, Batman?
No,
I don't know.
No, not Batman.
Could he pull off being this top flight guy, in Top Gun?
No.
So I think you got to do. I think you got to break it down by character and genre.
I'm sitting there going, I'm like, these guys missed, and it's like the guy who was sitting there going, he's not a better actor. I'm like, you obviously didn't see Red Dawn, you didn't see Wolverine, you didn't see some of that other stuff, and it's like, God, it's Patrick Swayze. You didn't see The Outsiders. I'm like, holy smokes! Somebody didn't pay attention to Patrick Swayze's filmography.
No, I mean, we bring it up before. Tu Wan Fu. Could Val Kilmer played in one of those parts?
He could.
Could he have played in Dirty Dancing? Could he have played in Ghost? I think Val Kilmer could have done a good Ghost.
I think he would have been better. He would have been better in Ghost. He would have been better off playing the bad guy.
Yeah,
Kilmer would have been better off playing that guy.
You're right. Yeah. So I mean, they got their differences overall. I mean, I think Patrick Swayze is more accessible to where if I have, this, like not a comic role, but not a serious role. I think I could go put Patrick Swayze in it over Val Kilmer. Definitely if I need a hard ass, I'm putting Patrick Swayze in there for sure.
Right.
So I mean, I got to go Patrick Swayze as a better actor.
I think you've got to base it on the characters.
All right. So with that,
yeah. I agree. You got to base it on the characters.
Yeah, because I mean, because again, we saw Val Kilmer as Batman. Do I see Patrick Swayze playing Batman? No, I don't. No, maybe in the newer Dark Knight movies, maybe I can see him playing Batman because it's not really based on Batman. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, it's based off. All the new the Dark Knight stuff is all based off the Frank Miller stuff, and yeah.
So, all right. So with that being said, I'm going to go light on this one. I'm going to go 2 on Val Kilmer.
You're going to go 2? I'd have said 3, but okay.
Yeah. Well, my number 5, my second animated film, just because I like the Cars movies and they spun it off into different vehicles, I got Planes on there.
Really? Who did he play in Planes?
Let me look and see. Val Kilmer, character in Planes.
I saw Plane.
Yeah.
I just don't remember.
Bravo.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. That had a lot of
that had names doing it.
Starting. Had a lot of people in there. Okay. All right, you're number 5.
My number 5, I think probably ranks up there as probably the best biopic movies of all time. You basically, when he does all the singing in the movie, you close your eyes and you think that he's Jim Morrison. You look dead at him and you put side by side and you look, holy hell, it's as if Jim Morrison was reincarnated into Val Kilmer. Even the former bandmates of Jim Morrison said it's absolutely mind-boggling how close he sounded, how close he looked. To this day, I think everybody would put this movie right up there with again, it's on my top 5 for a reason. My number 5 is The Doors.
Yeah, no, that you're right. Yeah, a lot of people said that. Yeah, it sounds just like you said, close your eyes. So my number 4, a movie that I probably seen but just don't recall. I have number 4 at Tombstone.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. God, this is the day where this is the day for you.
Oh, okay. See, I text Tim a picture of Val Kilmer's.
Oh no! You're good. You're good.
He looks like a Dracula in that movie. Just doesn't.
Oh, he looks terrible.
So,
absolutely terrible.
I just think they need to change that picture when you're looking at Val Kilmer.
They should give him.
You're number 4.
They should use his IMDb.com picture. My number 4.
Yes.
It's one of those side piece characters. Everybody remembers this movie for Robert De Niro and Al Pacino, but this is the badass part of Val Kilmer that you kind of saw with Batman. Again, making a sequel of this movie, but it's actually going to be a prequel, so it's going to be actually supposed to take place before the whole thing during the first movie. My number 4 is Heat.
Okay. All right. My number 3 at 5, have them here at 3 if my computer will work. We've got to give our little phrase that pays up there. But yes, I have The Doors at number 3. You have them at 5.
Yep.
And it's just weird. You talk about, you close your eyes and you just can see them, and then when the bandmates come out and say, God, I thought I was listening to them again and stuff like that. It's just weird how certain people tie into that role so well.
Right, exactly.
So you're number 2.
My number 3.
No, you're number 2. Yeah.
My number 3 is, when I first got into Val Kilmer, it was because of his comedic roles. It's this one takes place in World War II, but it was like, and the thing is, I remember making the comment. I said, "Wow, his name was Tony Riviera," and then I realized it's not. When I made the comment about Jim Carrey, where Andy Kaufman's character Tony Riviera was coming back, that wasn't him. That was somebody completely different, and that was from this movie, where he plays like a 40s 50s type heartthrob that's touring the Europe during World War II, and I it's probably my cat, and it's just hilarious, and it's a literal joke. Where is that movie? I'm trying, but he plays Nick Riviera. That's what he plays. Nick Rivers. Holy hell! This is why I can look at IMDb.com at the same time. Nick Rivers, and he's trying to break out a nuclear physicist away from the Nazis. And it's, again, this is what I knew he could sing, was because he was in this movie. My number 3 is Top Secret.
Okay. My number two, ironically, I had this at number two on another list. I got Batman Forever at number two.
Okay.
Your
right.
number two.
My number two, it's not C2C unless we're sniping. It's the phrase that pays. My number two is your number four.
Tombstone?
Guessing. Tombstone. To me,
Right.
his portrayal of Doc Holliday made that movie. Absolutely made that movie.
Yep. All right. My number one, I'm going to guess is going to be yours. Say number one. I could be wrong because I know you're also a Batman fan, but I have Top Gun at number one.
No. My favorite Val Kilmer movie was based off a TV show.
Your number one.
My number one. My number one it was a movie based off
we
a
lose
TV
Tim.
show. No, we're good. Am I still here?
Okay. Yep, you're there. All right.
Okay. All right. I don't
Your
know
number
where you
one?
come. My number one it was a movie that was based off of a British TV show that was originally starred by Roger Moore. It had it to me. I love this movie. This movie, I will die on the hill is Val Kilmer's best movie. I will absolutely die on this hill. He plays a character by the name of Simon Templar, and he does, and what he does is he's like he's like an agent of the Templar, of the Knights Templar, and all of his names that he uses, all of his IDs are former saints and former Knights of the Temple Knights. My number one movie is The Saint.
Wow. Okay.
Love The Saint. I'm still trying to get my wife to watch The Saint. I love the movie. Absolutely love the movie.
All right. No. Well, so we ended up two that time. A little shocking that you didn't have Top Gun and Batman up there as Val Kilmer, or somewhere on the list, but he had a lot of hits. I mean,
Yeah,
what can you say? So, all right, Tim, let's get into our blind five. I'll let you start this week because you kind of teased it last week. So, what's your blind five?
all right, you brought it up. You brought up cookies last week, and
Yep.
I thought, and it reminded me, the fact is that my sister was a Girl Scout. A lot of my sister's friends were Girl Scouts. I had an aunt who was a troop leader and had sold a shit ton of Girl Scout cookies. Actually, the last time I bought Girl Scout cookies was after the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Green Bay Packer game in Tampa, because somebody set up a table outside Raymond James. So, and you kind of screwed it up last week by bringing up cookies, and I figured, you gave me an idea. So we're going to do your top 5 Girl Scout flavors, Girl Scout cookie flavors.
Ooh.
I have to be careful what I say there because we could get taken off the air just by Girl Scout flavors. But yeah. All right. Whenever you're.
I'm ready.
All right. Tag-alongs.
Which one?
Tag-alongs.
Tag-along. Honestly, I don't know if I've ever had those ones. So I will have to put it at number 5.
Okay. Number 5. What you're at? So it's at number 5. Cool. Thin Mints.
Oh, wow, a nice frozen Thin Mint to chomp while you're eating. I'm gonna go number 2 with Thin Mints.
Okay. All right. The next one is
I'm still trying to
trefoil.
look for tag along. We'll see what those cookies are.
They're the ones. I think they're the ones that are they the ones that
I
look
just
like
saw those ones.
which ones? The trefoils?
Yeah, trick. I'm going to put at number 4. I'm just not a big fan of, just the plain cookie.
Oh, okay.
No, tag along is what I was looking for. Still,
Let me double.
so
All right. Samoas.
Samoas, all the caramel delight ones. Yeah, those are good. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go number 3 with those.
I said that was the Samoas, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I can't do. The tagalongs are like they're peanut butter cookie, like a chocolate covered peanut butter cookie.
Oh, those ones. Okay. Oh, I see it now. The peanut butter patty ones. Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know them as I just call them peanut butter patties.
yeah. They changed the name.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
I didn't know they changed the name.
Yeah.
They're now
So
called the
let's
peanut
go
butter.
back to that because I'm going to move it up one because I would put the foils on 5, and I would
Okay.
put the tagalongs peanut butter on 4. All right. So
All
my
right.
number 1
You
by
still got
default.
Dosey Dos.
Dos. God, what ones are those? Oh, peanut butter sandwiches. Yeah. Yeah, that's number 1. Yeah. I was afraid that you're gonna throw some kind of curveball out there that would piss me off, but no. Peanut butter sandwiches, yeah. Those are good ones.
Those things are. This is. I honestly, I could take all 5 of them. I think when Ryan and I left, I think I bought a box of Thin Mints, a box of Dosey Dos, and a box of trefoils.
Yeah.
You kind of, you're so used to having those things growing up that you're used to having
Yep.
5, 10
They're
cases in the
they're
house.
like $5-7 a box now.
Yeah, they were what, $1 a box? No, they were $3 a box back when my.
Yeah, I think they're like $2.50, $3 for the longest time.
Yeah.
Now they're like $5-7.
We paid. Let's just say Ryan and I were like we were coming back from that game, going back home, and we made the comment. I think we paid more for Girl Scout cookies than we did for refreshments in the stands in Raymond James Stadium.
Yeah. I mean, also look at some of the flavors. The lemonade cookies are to die for.
Yeah, I don't think I remember having them. Let's see if
it might be a newer one, but
no.
yeah. All right, so my blind 5 for you.
All right,
is I based this on because I was listening to a show. They're talking about this actress and how they're making a sequel. And they asked if this actress was still alive. They found out she wasn't. But I'm not really basing it on her performances, just stuff she's been in. The actress I'm talking about is Frances Bay, who was the grandmother in Happy Gilmore. Happy Gilmore is not on this list, but I just wanted to give you who I was talking about. So these are roles that she played in on these either TV shows or movies. So she might have, if it's TV shows, she might have been in 1 or 2 episodes, but I thought I'd give a little twist here. So I will start off with the TV show Cheers that she was in.
She played
She played an actress called Mrs. Bo Baker. So, like I said, it could have just been a one-off time, but so this is more of the shows that she was in.
And we're mixing TV shows and movies.
Yep.
Cheers! I love Cheers. I'm gonna be. I got to try to remember what she was all in.
She was in a lot.
She was in a lot. I'm gonna say 3 just to be safe.
Okay. I'm gonna go with the movie The Karate Kid. She played Mrs. Milo.
The original Karate Kid.
Yes, the original Karate Kid. Yes.
2.
All right. I'm going to go with the TV show The Golden Girls.
Oh, God. I'm going to regret this one. I am so going to regret this one. 4. And the funny thing is,
All right.
on Facebook, I'm on a Golden Girls group. So
I'm going to go another TV show, Elf.
Oh, no. Who did I pigeon myself with 1 and 5? Who did I pigeon myself? Who did I pigeonhole myself? I'm going to say I loved Elf. I absolutely loved Elf. I remember that show like it was going out of style. They need to remake that show.
They do.
They really do. 5. I 5, and I'm going to regret it.
Number 1, the movie The Twins.
I don't regret it. I don't regret it as much.
And the thing is, I had that same exact order.
Twins. That's the Arnold Schwarzenegger, Danny DeVito movie, right?
You know, she played Mother Superior in that one.
Oh, okay. No. Even now that you say the role, I'm good with it being number 1 because she played it. I loved her in that role. It's 1. I have no question with 1.
Yep. Yeah, I had Twins, Karate Kid, Cheers, Golden Girls, Elf. I mean, this girl was in a lot of movies. I mean, she was in Dukes of Hazzard. She was in. Yeah, if you look at her bio, she was in. I mean, she was the hottest thing going when she was an actress. It looked like.
Yeah, that's tough.
She was all over the place. No, yeah. So yeah, no, that's a good one. I like it. Always have fun with those blind fives. Next week I will not be in town. So C2C will be pushed off to the following week because my wife wants to get away for the weekend. Or my weekend. So Tuesday, Wednesday.
She wants to get away from Brandon for a week.
Yeah, she wants to get away, but again, keep checking us out. Tim, you got any final thoughts?
No, I'm getting ready to do some. I've always got final thoughts. I just don't think they don't necessarily are PG. But you've got Bears Den today.
I'm gonna get in touch with Cody that Bears huddle, see if he's gonna be available for today. If not, we'll push that off for another week as they get ramped up. Practices has started, got through their tryouts, got their home field picked, so they're ready for, as they say, they're hungry. They're gonna hopefully bring home a title, something Minnesota sports cannot do unless it's the women's side of things.
Since the Twins, but we've got like Brandon said earlier, we've got the draft. I'm finishing up my homework for day 1. It's fun because I'm doing this at 2 a.m. when everybody else is doing this when maybe there's sunlight on the back end of the day. I'm looking at possibly this sunlight on the front end of the day. I always like doing it. We may have special guests from other people of our shows that show up. Yep. Like last year was fun. We had J-Mac, we had you, we had we had James, we had Big Game James. I think we even had Mess around for a little bit.
Yeah, and guys, honestly, if you're a fan of the show and watching, comment that you want to give your take on a pick. We'll send you the link. We'll have you hop on. I mean, we're not afraid to let other people on to give their takes. But yeah, next Thursday, this weekend, starting Saturday, I think we're going to do it about a half hour before the show starts. Our WrestleMania watch party for 1 and 2 with Crispy Bacon. And again, hop on. Just put a comment. We want, you want to join the show, we'll let you come on and, just hang out with us as we watch and commentate and give our opinions on WrestleMania. Between the ropes, if you missed it last week, me and my son had a busy week of wrestling with Raw and a couple of indie events in town. Had a proud father moment. I want to see if Chris saved the picture on here. I don't think he did. No, he didn't. But proud father moment is my son got one of the wrestlers wanted him to come over and lay the smackdown on a certain wrestler. So my son got to do that, got a good wallop on there. So proud father moment. With that being said, keep checking out all our shows. Hopefully, some of our cast that's been missing for a while get, some free time to come back in and have some fun. But with that being said, we'll see y'all in a couple weeks on C2C Rankem. Have a good one.